In response to the shootings in El Paso and Odessa, local members of the House Democratic Caucus are joining dozens of other state Democrats demanding Governor Greg Abbott call for an emergency legislative session to take on gun violence. KTSM 9 News reporter Tatiana Favela here now to explain.
Local and state leaders are calling for action in what they believe can protect Texans from gun violence. However, some local Republicans say it's about compromising and values.
The solutions to these problems aren't going to be solved in those hours, but the conversations about how we can start to lay the groundwork to get them done did start.
6 House Democrats from El Paso are calling on Governor Greg Abbott for an emergency session following the West Texas mass shootings happening within less of a month.
It is absolutely tragic that we suffered yet another shooting while we were having these conversations, and I think it just points to the fact that we need action before January 2021.
Let's move forward. Let's orderly proceed on a bipartisan basis with our colleagues on both sides of the aisle to work on these issues. They're not easy. We know that. That's part of the legislative process on all kinds of issues, not just gun issues.
The chairman of the El Paso Republican Party, Adolfo Tellez, agrees both parties do need to come together. However, he says it's going to take compromise on both sides.
And until they agree to do give and take, nothing's going to happen.
Tellez also says stripping guns away is not the answer either.
We need to look at closer how people get guns. I don't argue with that, but eliminating guns or putting restrictions on ownership for the average citizen, I think, is inappropriate.
After holding closed and public meetings over gun violence in the state, it's just a matter of time for a response if there will be an emergency session.
After being in these meetings for several hours, the words I've heard out of his mouth have pointed towards that he wants solutions for these problems, but they are complicated.
The governor has already announced, put together a committee. Some of those members are on that committee, and they came back and commented how positive things went in that discussion. But again, now they want more. Now they want more. And they're never going to be satisfied. And so something needs to happen, but I don't think an emergency session is the right answer.
And if the governor doesn't call for an emergency session, legislative members will have to wait until 2021. Live in the studio, Tatiana Favela, KTSM 9 News.